Hello and welcome, my name is Mr. Cannell, and in this tutorial I'll be taking what we did in our previous Markus Studtmann tutorial and showing you how you can add to it and create some more surrealist images, kind of like a few of the images that he himself makes, where the image stretches off into the distance towards a vanishing point. It also twists and spirals, kind of like these images here. Sorry if that was a little bit weird. But we're going to try and create this type of image. So if we go back to our original, I haven't done too much from our previous edit. I've just left off the crop and I've kept my layers separate. For this one, we're going to start by selecting the top layer, holding down the Shift key and selecting all the remaining building layers. And what we're going to do is combine all these together so they're all one layer and easier to work with. We do that with them all selected by right-clicking and selecting Merge Layers. Now they're all one layer. Now what we can do is we can duplicate that layer by pressing Ctrl and J. See how we've got a copy of that first one. And now I'm going to change the size of it so we can see what's actually going on. I'm going to do that by pressing Ctrl and T together to transform, grabbing one of these corner edges and just pulling it up. As you can see, that layer is a straight copy of the one below. Now I'm going to line this up with the edges of that building where it meets the sky. I'm going to use that as a little reference point to help me get a reasonable size. I can nudge it around a bit just so it fits a little better. Hit enter to confirm. Now that's fine as is, but I'd like it to blend a little bit better around that edge. So to do that, I'm going to click and hold in that layer panel, go down to my layer panel, click and hold that top layer and drag it below the original. And there you go. We have a much neater blend between the two where the overlap is. I could stop there, but we want it to go right off into the distance. Now I could duplicate this layer and keep going, but that takes a little bit longer than what I'm about to do. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, select that top layer again, right click, merge those layers, and I'm going to duplicate them again so it's faster and easier. Pressing Ctrl J to duplicate that layer, Ctrl T to transform it. I'm going to shrink it down, line it up with that other edge there. Zoom in a little bit tighter so it's easier for me to see. Grab that top corner, click and drag, and line it up as best I can with the layer behind it. Ever so slightly. There we go. Hit enter to confirm. Oh, that's maybe a bit too small. Ctrl T to transform. And just pull that out slightly so it's in line with the other edge there. And then again, I'm just going to drag it behind and again merge those two layers. Ctrl J to duplicate them again, Ctrl T to select it again, and just change the size a bit more. And this should be enough to make it look like it vanishes off into the distance. Shrink it all the way down, right down. I need to zoom in tighter to get this almost to the pixel level. And just line it up. Hitting enter, that should be enough. And just put that behind. And there you go. Zooming all the way out. Looks like it goes all the way off into the distance there. Now you could leave it there, or we could merge these two layers again. Right click, merge, and now we're going to add in that twirl effect. Now the twirl doesn't actually happen right at the beginning, it kind of happens halfway up. To do that, I'm going to use the elliptical marquee tool. Now it isn't visible on your toolbar straight away. If you go to the second tool option on your toolbar, click and hold, our regular rectangular marquee tool is there. We're going to move down to the elliptical marquee tool option. Then I'm going to draw out, pick a point that's easy to reference on the other side. So this corner here, if I click and drag that out to the other corner and line it up, it's relatively easy to get a nice circle. If I hold down the Shift key, it locks it to a circle as well. There we go. Nice selection there. Now, if you're not happy with that selection, if you want it to be a little bit wider, you can go to the Select menu at the top, go to Modify, and you can expand that. 500 pixels is a bit much, so I'm going to expand it by 100. There we go, nice and simple. Now, I don't want this effect to occur straight away. I want it to gently blend into that line. So let's see if feathering this will work. Select the feather option. You can select a feather of 200 pixels. Now, whilst it's selected in that way, I can go to Filter, go down to Distort, and then select the twirl option. And that gives me a example of what it will look like. I can increase the twirl, that's a bit too much, or reduce it. I might just stick it around that mark there. And press OK. And now I've got my spiral effect. Now, with this selection still up, I can get rid of that by pressing Ctrl and D to deselect. And there you go. Another Markus Studtmann edit with this lovely, bizarre spiral. Quite crazy. Thanks again. See you next time. Take care.